My students, hello again, this is Msalia. I hope you are very well. Now today I will explain reading page 98 and 99. Please open your book and follow me by using your book. Okay, page 98 and 99. Now last time or yesterday I sent the video. It was an introduction about our unit. I told you that our unit is talking about different forms of communications, and on page 97 we have three forms of communication are illustrated. They were email, letter, and text message. And also I told you that we can use formal letters, essay reports to write for for someone we don't know or for anyone we don't know. Okay, miss. We have different occasions we can use formal letter in it. Also, we discussed the methods that you can think of, uh, of for communicating information in writing. Now today you are going to read some letters, emails, and texts that were exchanged during the website project. We have here two teams. These teams wanted some information about First Nations, Canadian First Nations. Also, I give you the explanation for First Nation, which was or which describes the people who were living in the north of North America at the time when the first Europeans arrived. Okay, للشعوب البدائية. Now we have different forms in these two pages, page 98 and here 90, 99, right? Now if we look at this page, we have email, text message, we have letter here, letter, we have map, they are visual communication, map, we have photos, this one and this one we have here. So we have different forms of communication. Now let's start with the first one. It's an email from Robert to Brad, from Robert to Brad, and then Brad sent a text message to Robert. Then we have here a letter from Robert to Dr. Davis. Okay, now let's listen to them, then I will explain each one. Okay, miss? Now please listen carefully.
Unit 10, pages 98 and 99. Reading.
The First Nations.
Hi, Brad. The Kenyan and Brazilian teams have watched videos of the Canadian First Nations in the opening ceremony of the Winter Olympics in Vancouver 2010 on the internet. Fantastic! We wish we'd been there. Can you recommend a website so we can find out more about the Aboriginal peoples of Canada? Robert.
Canadian Museum of Civilization. www.civilization.ca. Great site. Brad.
Okay, now these two forms, let me just give you an idea about that. Now, Robert told Brad that the Kenyan and Brazilian teams they have watched videos about the Canadian First Nation in the internet, and he wanted a website to know more about or to find more information about the Aboriginal people of Canada. Now we have here recommend which means advice, يوصي أو يقترح أو ينصح, advice ينصح. Aboriginal أصلي الحقيقي الأصلي يعني الناس الحقيقيين الموجودين في هذا المكان at the earliest time. Here we have the word civilization, حضارة أو تمدن مدنية. Now here Brad sent him a website The address of this website www.civilization.ca, and here we have the last or the third form, which is letter and رسالة. Now let us know the content of this letter. It is from Robert. This is the sender. The name of the sender اسم المرسل. المرسل إليه. The addressee is Dr. Davis. We have here information about the sender. طبعا معلومات عن المرسل and information about the addressee here. Okay miss. هذا هو ترتيب الرسالة الرسمية. Now let us know the content of this letter. Please listen carefully.
1093 Mountain Avenue, Thika, Kenya, 18th of January. Dr. Paul Davis, Canadian Museum of Civilization, Quebec. Dear Dr. Davis, I am writing to thank you for sending us the information about your recent archaeological excavations in northeast Canada. We have read your blog on the website. Thank you too for sending us the email addresses of the school students who joined your team on the dig.
Yes. Now, at the beginning, he wanted to thank Dr. Davis because Dr. Davis sent them information about his recent archaeological excavations. Archaeological, it's related to archaeology, علم الآثار. So archaeological, it means أثري. Excavations, حفريات. So it حفريات أثرية. Okay, where? In northeast Canada. We have read your blog. قمنا بقراءة إيش؟ blog. What do you mean by blog? Blog, it is a website or a web page for someone who maybe record his opinions, links, information on it. Or we can say in Arabic مدونة. Okay? يعني موقع خاص بشخص معين. On the website. Also, thank you for sending us the email addresses of the school students who joined your team on the dig. So he thanked them about two things. Number one, information about his recent archaeological excavation. Also about the email addresses of the school student who joined his dig. Okay, miss? Now, paragraph number 2. In this letter, listen.
We have exchanged several emails with Carly Chego and Annie Bennett. They told us how much they enjoyed excavating and how much they learned about the lives of their ancestors. They were particularly excited about the decorated pottery that was 6,000 years old.
Yeah. Now, also they exchanged several emails between them and Carly Chego and Annie Bennett. They also told them about how much they enjoyed excavating. they كانوا هم مستمتعين بهاي الحفرية and how much they learned about the lives of their ancestors عن حياة أجدادهم أسلافهم. Now they were particularly excited كانوا متحمسين بشكل خاص أو تحديدا about the decorated pottery which means فخار صناعة الفخار. Okay, different materials that was 6,000 years old اللي كانت قبل 6,000 سنة. Okay, miss? Complete.
If you had not replied to us, we would not have contacted them, and we would not have made new friends across the ocean. So we are very grateful to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he also told him an important point. If you had not replied to us, لو أنت ما رديت علينا كان إحنا ما تواصلنا مع الطلاب ما كونا صداقات جديدة. So we are very grateful to you. Okay, miss? We would not have contacted with them or we would not made new friends. Okay, miss? So they are very grateful which means thankful. ممتن, شاكر. We have started to find out a lot more about the other First Nations of Canada.
We had no idea there were so many different people speaking their own languages and with their own culture in modern Canada. Carly told us about her grandmother, who does the most beautiful embroidery on animal skin and makes the same clothing that the Mi'kmaq people have been making for centuries. We have just started to find out about the Haida people on the northwest coast. We think the spirit of the Haida Gwaii is a wonderful sculpture, and we can understand why it is on the Canadian $20 note. Thank you.
Yes. Now, we have started to find out more about the other First Nations of Canada. أيضا they can also know more about these nations. We had no idea there were so many different people. ما كان عندهم أي فكرة قد إيه كانوا هدول الشعوب أو الناس مختلفين. Different people speaking their own language and with their own culture in modern Canada. We have no idea there were so many different people speaking their own language. إنه في كتير ناس لسه بكندا عم تحكي بلغتها الأصلية and with their own culture وما زالت على ثقافتها القديمة in modern Canada في كندا المتحضرة أو العصرية اليوم. Carly told us about her grandmother who does the most beautiful embroidery which means تطريز. Her grandmother worked in embroidery اشتغلت بالتطريز on animal skin على جلود الحيوانات and makes the same clothing that the Mi'kmaq people have been making for centuries. These are maybe a group of people. They were wearing these type of clothing. كانوا بيلبسوا هذا النوع من الألبسة. We have just started to find out also about the Hadia people, also another group of people on the northwest coast. We think the spirit of the Hadia Gwaii, this is a name for what? A sculpture. اسم منحوتة. Sculpture, it means منحوتة. And we can understand why is it on the Canadian 20 notes. ليش هي بالعملة الكندية تكلف هذا المبلغ. I think it's so expensive. Okay. Now, thank you again for all your help. We would be grateful. We would be maybe thankful. Okay, instead of grateful ممكن نستخدمها. If you could let us know when you are starting your next deck. حابين يعرفوا الحفرية القادمة متى حتكون وراح يتابعوا. We would like to follow your blog live next time. Yours sincerely, Robert. Okay, miss? Now, just let me do that.
Thank you again for all your help. We would be grateful if you could let us know when you are starting your next dig. We would like to follow your blog live next time. Yours sincerely, Robert Githiga.
Yeah, Robert.